Hi everyone, it's me Shagufta and welcome back to our Python series with me. In last video, we learned how to take input from user. But here a question arises, what if we want to store not just one value, but many values? So how can we do that? So let me clear by imagine you are a teacher and you have a marks of 20 students or you are making a shopping list with 10 different items. Do we create 10 different variables? No, of course not. That's where list come in. A list allows us to store multiple values in just one variable. And the best part is we have to add it, remove it, sort it easily. In today's video, we explore what lists are, how to use them, and some powerful functions. So let's get started. Okay, the first thing that comes in our mind is that how to write a list. For this, we have to call a variable name called nums. And in list, we use square brackets to express the list, to represent a list. For this, I have enter. So you see how easy is it to print a value. So now the next question arises, can we pick the values or number with the help of index value? So the answer is yes. We first we have to copy this function because we use this function all over the. So if I have to call a variable index value number 2, so what we do? Similar, simple is that we enter 2. So what see you? The answer is 67 because in Python that if we move from left to right, like the positive value, the index value start from 0, 1, 2. Similarly, if we move from, like if I give the index value negative, so what happened? So you see my answer is 45 because if we move from right to left, the index values start from -1, -2 and -3. So you see the answer is 45. Now if I have to call the index value of 3, so what happened? So you see there is an error because the in the error they shows us that the error is the index error list index is out of range. It's because if we move from the left to right, our index value start from 0, 1, 2, not 3. But if I here I use -3, so what happened? The error is removed because the way for the negative value, if we move from right to left, the index value start from -1, -2, -3. That's why they give us the value of 23. Okay, in list, we have different types of data. Like we write different types of data in a list. Like if I have to write a string with integer value, a float value, we easily write. Like first I have write a string and then an integer value, then a floating value. So you see if I have to print it. So you see how easily I print different types of variables in one list. We don't even need different type of list for different types of variable. In one list, we type different types of variables because variable has 4 types like the string, integers, boolean, floating values. On the other hand, list is mutable. It means that we have changed the list. There is no restriction in the list that we can't change in the list. Like if I type first a list, we can't even change. No, list is mutable. We can change the list in every time in like what whenever you have to change the list, you do it. So list is mutable. For this, if I use a num variable. So if I have to add a value at the end of the list, we use a function called append function. These are inbuilt functions in Python. Like if I have to add a value called 89, so I recall the num variable. So you see how easily I change my list and I change the list and I add the van number 89 at the last. But if I have a question, like if someone asks, I don't even need to add the value at the last of the list. I have to add the values in the middle or in the start of the value. So here we use a function called insert function for this. If I have to insert, if I have to add the value like in index number 2, so we use function called insert. And here first we write the index value. Like in this case, let I have to add the value in the index number 2. So first I write here the index number like 2, and what's the value you have to assign in the index number 2. Like I have to assign the value of 45 in the index number 2. So now if I print nums, so let's see what's happened. So you see how easily I have to put the value of number 2 in it. Like 45, 45, like similar values. Like in list, we also put the similar values easily. So the next function that I have to tell you, if someone asks that if they want to, like if like in this list I have a problem, like I add the 45 value in two times, like I have to remove it. Like, so how can I remove it? Like first we talk about if I have simply remove it. For this, like if in this function I have to remove the 67, so how can I remove this? For this, use a function called remove, like 67, the number that I want to remove, and then I use the print function to see the result. So you see how easily I remove 67. But for the above example, if I remove the value, like if I have to remove in the middle of the list, like if we use the remove build function. Now, if I have to find the length of a list, so for this we use the inbuilt function called length to find the length of a list. For this, like if I have to print the length len of nums variable list, so you see how easily is it to find the length. Similarly, we do different types of function, like we have to sort it, we have to delete it, we have to extend it, like we have to minimize, maximize, sum. Okay, so in today's video, we explored what lists are and how powerful they can be when we use inbuilt functions to add, remove, sort our data. Lists give us flexibility, but Python has even more amazing ways to organize information. In our next class, we dive into tuples and sets, where you learn new ways of storing and protecting your data. Stay tuned because every step is taking you closer to thinking like a real programmer. See you in the next lecture. Okay.